Moral Maze, usually on a Monday, but of course long weekend and all that. It's a report, I think, a report from the front line of the battle for life and marriage and morality and things that really do matter very much indeed. Campaign Life's Elisa Globe joins us, as she does every few weeks, and she's tremendous. This story here is so moving on so many levels. It's about surrogacy, which in itself is problematic, and then some consequences. We have a clip here of the mother, as it were, a mother involved in the case. Can we see that, please?
I feel so sorry for him, cries 21-year-old Patamaron. This is not his fault. He's innocent. Why does he have to suffer like this?
What's it about?
Well, there was an Australian couple who hired a woman in Thailand to be a surrogate mother, and when they found out that one of the children had Down syndrome, they abandoned the baby and left it with the 21-year-old mother, who, by the way, also has a 6-year-old and a toddler, and she's a single mother, and she wanted to do the surrogacy because she needed money, and then she was left with this baby, and, you know, at 7 months, they told her that the baby had Down syndrome, and then they asked her to abort. They said just abort the baby. Usually in surrogacy, if more than one embryo is implanted, they call it reduction, but because it was 7 months, they had to call it for what it was. And she said, no, it goes against my religious beliefs, and, she was really upset about it, and she is now taking care of this baby who was abandoned.
But there are also no accusations that the man involved has a criminal record. Well, let's be more explicit, a paedophilia. I mean, do we know if that's true?
I read that, but I haven't heard any claims to prove that. But I mean, this is an issue, and it has happened in Canada. I was reading about a woman in New Brunswick who was carrying a baby for a British couple, and they ended up getting divorced, and they text messaged her and said that they no longer needed twins. It was twins. They no longer needed twins, and so they abandoned them as well. And that's what it's all about, right? About need. It's about reducing women to their biological functions and producing a product, whether it be a designer baby or whatever. And then when they have no need for it, maybe throughout those 9 months, they just get abandoned.
I can only imagine what it's like for a couple who desperately want a child, to love a child, and they can't have children. And I'm trying to be sensitive to those people. But the adoption waiting lists are there, and there are many children waiting to be adopted. Let's be honest here, some of those children have certain needs. It can be difficult, it can be challenging. But the notion of using a third person where there is no love involved as a biological vehicle to produce a child, and often in these cases, everything goes as planned, and the couple love that child and so on. But this is not unique. I mean, the situation is horrible on so many levels, but it's not unique.
Yeah, there was even a woman in India who, again, a single mother who was carrying a child for another couple, and she died during childbirth, and she was just trying to provide for her children, and it was a very sad case. So yeah, there are various problems with surrogacy for sure. Yeah.
Federal judge ruled that a portion of a 2013 Alabama law requiring doctors at abortion clinics to have admitting privileges at a local hospital. It's all part of a huge debate going on in the United States in particular about abortion. And I don't think that this is even that significant. A battle is won here, it's lost here. Parental rights here, parental rights taken away here. A hospital has to be cleaner in what it does. I mean, how is the whole campaign going?
I think it's very encouraging. I mean, it will be interesting to see what happens with this case, because this one in specific, because they are wanting to have abortion facilities in these states be cleaner, have the same standards that other medical centers have in those areas, and because they cannot provide that, they threaten, well, we're going to shut down, and then women won't have access to abortion. So you get one sympathetic pro-abortion judge who doesn't want there to be no abortion, and then says, okay, fine, you can completely violate health regulations. There was one abortion clinic in Alabama recently that was shut down regardless of this law because health and safety workers went in and they wrote up a 72-page document outlining all the different health violations that occurred there, and so the clinic shut down. So this isn't just something that, between left and right. This is something where abortionists are violating health regulations. There's Kermit Gosnell's House of Horrors.
Well, that was a very extreme example, you would agree.
I would say that it's an extreme example, except if you think about where these abortion clinics are located, they're located in very low-income low-income areas. They're not well kept. There's abortionists, they don't care about the laws. laws. The same thing is happening in Texas right now, and one of the main abortionists there, Dr. Carpin, does not abide by the law that says you have to show a woman before the pregnancy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that there's lots of things that are happening, and I think they should be met to the same.
Well, certainly somewhere like Alabama, because throughout the state, whether it's in the South, in places like Mobile or North in Birmingham, there's a strong opposition to abortion. So they're trying to get in the cracks where they can, as to support the abortion movement. And this final one, not that far from Alabama, in Virginia, a gay marriage ban is unconstitutional. It's not only in Virginia. This has happened in several states now, often at county level, where judges are saying, no, you can't ban same-sex marriage. Again, there have been some victories for the other point of view, but wouldn't you say that generally the trend is that this is pretty much over, that this argument is closed?
I mean, yeah, I think that this is happening, and my personal belief is that well, what's interesting about this one is that the people actually voted to keep marriage the same, the definition of marriage the same. So the federal court actually went against
in California not that long ago as well.
Yeah, so I think that that's an issue as well.
Yeah.
Like, why aren't these states they're democracies? Why aren't the people having the say? It's these activist judges who are actually changing the laws.
They would argue that they are implementing the Constitution, and you know what they would say? They would say to you, well, if the majority of people in this state vote for racial segregation, I'm sorry, the Constitution says no.
Well, then I would ask these judges, if you can have two people of the same sex get married and have redefine marriage for them, why can't you have it for 3, for 4? You have to completely
because it would make catering impossible for the wedding. You know that.
Yes.
Always a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Michael.